Hi, everybody. So this is a bit of a special thing. Give me a second. Turn it down just a little bit more. That's a little bit too much sound in my ears. There we go. Hi. So, I can't be at Dragonsteel Nexus, which sucks. Everyone knows the Brandon Sanderson? Yeah, try that one again. Brandon Sanderson is my favorite author. I love Stormlight Archive, Mistborn. I love, basically read everything in the Cosmere. I really do truly enjoy it. The Cosmere RPG is something I'm really excited to play eventually, or run it for my group. And has a special place in my heart because my best friend, who passed earlier this year, kickstarted the Cosmere RPG for me for my birthday. So this is basically the last birthday gift I got from him. And the fact that he kickstarted for multiple things, so like, I'm going to get Mistborn next year because of him, so I'm going to get birthday presents from him for a while. So, I want to do something special because I can't be at Dragonsteel Nexus. So what we're doing instead is we're doing something called the First Step. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, in the Cosmere RPG, in the Stormlight Archive section, they released a PDF called the First Step, which is what you'll see here, which is a way to create your character step by step through a storytelling adventure. It's a solo RPG opportunity. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go through this video. We're going to go step by step. We're going to create ourselves a character. Let's go to gameplay. And then we'll pop this down. We have this so far. This is... No, I don't want to do that. So this is what we've got so far. Player name, it's me. Character name, I decided non-Tevrin, which is both a Vaden and an Alethi name. I like the idea of being an Alethi with some Vaden heritage. Ancestry, I chose Alethi. That's basically all you start with, and you start with ones and everything. And then we're going to go step by step through this PDF, and it's going to tell us where to go. Choose your own adventure style. Where are we going? What we're doing. I have my officially branded Stormlight Archive dice to roll to see what's going on and if I can survive. And how well we do and how bad we do will help build the character. So the bare bones idea I have for this character is he is a Bright Eyes, which in the Stormlight Archive means that he's a member of the nobility class. He has lighter colored eyes, but he's a lower level Bright Eyes. He's like barely a thing. In the premise is that you're traveling in a caravan with one of the Bright Lords, High Prince's, entourage. Bright Lady Ralanat, we'll see. So we're just going to go through and get started. It's been weeks since you last saw the Windblades of Kholinar, when you joined this caravan and began your travels to the Shattered Plains. Your journey has taken you south through Kholinar and along the Thanadal border before continuing east towards the war camps. At the big end of another long day, Bright Lady Ralanat, the caravan's noblewoman leader, decides to set up camp in a nearby ravine. Its steep walls promise protection from both bandits and high storms, the tempests that rage across Roshar every few days. Oh, high storms. Sorry. Let's try that one again, but with proper inflection. How about that? Its steep walls promise protection from both bandits and high storms. High storms are the tempests that rage across Roshar every few days. The chulls, horse-sized crustaceans, make their slow descent into the ravine. As you settle in, the only sound you hear... Why are you so loud, background music? I've got you, turned all the way down. Can you guys even hear it still? No. Let's turn it up for you guys a little bit so that I can hear it. You can hear it. As you settle in, the only sounds you hear are the Skolan soldiers' quiet conversation and the soft clicks of dozing chulls. You, too, are nodding off when a panicked sentry cries out, "Bandits!" Startled, you hurry to the center of camp to find spear infantry streaming down the east side of the ravine. These aren't the undisciplined bandits. They move with military precision. To the west, arrows whistle through towards civilians who clutch their belongings as they run. Many fall, arrow shafts protruding from their backs. Fierce spren seep from the ground, forming purple pools around the boots of the minuscule military contingent guarding the caravan. Spren, for those of you who don't know, are creatures of emotions and physics, little spirit things that will just appear out of nowhere. So if you feel fear, you'll actually see these things, like bubble up around you. I don't know why this PDF moves so slow. Okay, so part one, here's our choice. Do I search your gear for something useful? Check on the people who are ambushed by the archers? Grab a weapon and engage the spear infantry? Or run towards the center of camp to find Bright Lady Relenot? Our character was trained as a soldier, I'm going to say, so let's grab a weapon. So we're going to go to C on page 18. So let's do 18 up here. It's probably not going to get us exactly there, but... Oh, yeah, we're B3. There we go. Engage in battle. You pick up whatever looks like it could be useful in a fight and rush to the aid of the caravan's beleaguered Kolin soldiers, only to find most skewered on the business end of a spear. The enemy soldiers advance towards your position in lockstep, shields and spears at the ready. You stand there with your makeshift weapon in hand, one person defying an entire troop. Red anticipation spren stream all around you, blowing in the wind. Do I hold my ground against the oncoming soldiers? Do I go back into the shadows hoping the spear infantry don't spot you in the melee? Or do I drop your weapon and retreat to the center of the camp? Well, we're going to do something real quick. Let's pull this away. You guys don't need to see my standard sticky note I use for the YouTube things, because we're going to start grabbing some ideals. Tenacity and protection, because frankly we are honorable soldiers. We're gonna hold our ground. If we can push them through, help. So page 19, C1. So it's just the next page. Not too far. No, up. Okay. No, we're just... Alright. Why must you vex me so, PDF? So, attribute, I can gain either strength or speed. Everyone who knows me knows that I like my strength characters, so let's get the strength up to 2. Wielding one of the long sticks the Chol drivers use to prod the docile beasts to burn along, you stand fast. Do I urge the Kolin caravan leaders and soldiers to fight? I gain the ideal tenacity on skill leadership. Do I move behind your compatriots to lash out with a whip-like stick and knock the enemy spears off target? Come on, you. Oh, those are my 2 choices. Let's gather these soldiers together. So we gain another tenacity. That'll play a point at the end. And we gain leadership skill of +1. So that's gonna be down here. That is our leadership is here. We gain 1. Presence is also 1. So leadership now has a bonus of 2. And now we gotta see the DC 10 check. DC 20. Add my leadership. So my leadership is 2. I rolled an 18. That's a dirty 20. We managed to succeed. Success. Journal about how you rally defenders. Resources +2. So you start with 1 resources. We're now at resources of 3. And then I gain 1 for presence. So yes, we are, everyone is scattering. We stand tall. Non-Tevrin grabs the stick, holds it to the high, says, for Kolin, for Colin, for Kolinar, for the Shattered Plains, and to protect Lady Ralanat, and then they all come running to help us out. Okay. Nope. Nope. Out. Despite your brave efforts, the enemy soldiers gain ground, rarely giving any. You're able to grab a weapon from one of your fallen allies. Do I gain a dagger, a short bow, a short spear, or a side sword? I am in a light eyes, so I am gonna grab a short spear, or I'm gonna grab a side sword, because, quite frankly, that's what I was trained on. That's what I would have been trained on. So, path, I gain a point for leader. Not a path I normally would have gone with. Again, another point of presence. So we're becoming very charismatic. And we are Alethi, so we gain expertise Alethi. And the way experiences work in this game, or expertise work in this game, that I really do enjoy, is that they are kind of like a combination of proficiencies and just like dialogue options, like proficiencies from D&D, but like dialogue options from like Baldur's Gate or something like that. By just being Alethi, I just generally know Alethi things by having the expertise in Alethi. Even if I'm not from there, if I was, say, a Thalen, or even a singer, or a listener, having the Alethi experience means I know what the expertise and experience. I know what the Alethi people are like. I can talk to them and know their abilities and know their language as well. I am Alethi. Go back up to the top. Yep. I gain the equipment of my choice. Yep. I have a side sword now. Alright, do I hold the line as long as you can, letting the slower and less trained retreat first? Do I organize a measured withdrawal, leaping to the defense of others who stumble? Do I break from the lines and run as soon as you see an opportunity? I have to hold the line. Let's grab another one. Tenacity. I'm getting a lot in tenacity right now. Path of Warrior. And then one for discipline in the skill. So back to my character sheet. Discipline is here. It is will. So actually this is now up to, this is now up to 4 for leadership, and discipline is now 2. You disengage from the fighting and move towards the center of the encampment. So I think, saying journal about the war, why do we fight? I think that we are, our family has fallen on hard times. We're trying to get our family's name back out there, back up, up. We used to be good, powerful, Light Eye family, and just over the past years, we've fallen away. So then we go to part 2. A Night in the Ravine. Once you have resolved your scenes in part 1, start part 2, running part 2. No attribute can be raised above 3 at character creation. That's fine. We're at 3. If you're any above, reduced to 3. You add points to the attributes until you have a total of 9. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I get to add 2 more. Let's add. Let's get the strength up there, and we'll give him a willpower because we have that discipline now. So let's do 3 for that. The caravan rallies. Despite the initial shock of the ambush, the soldiers of House Colin are well trained. The remaining troops form a tight line, recollecting themselves and surging forward like a storm wall crashing into the ambushes. Reorganized and reinvigorated, the tide of battle shifts in favor of the blue-clad Colon troops, and their enemies waver. Cheers go up among the Colon caravan soldiers, their spirits buoyed as they mount a defense. As the tide turns, we're right there in the front. Like, the whole point that we've been doing is get up there, get into the front, do what we need to do. Choose 2 of the following options and roll their tests. Journal about the successes and failures. Describe how your decisions and your actions impact the caravan. For every success, record resources +1. Say inspiring words to the troops. That's a persuasion test. Take the injured to cover for safety. Medicine test. Loot the fallen for valuables. That's thievery. Rally the troops and push forward to break the spirits. That's a leadership test. Another tenacity. We'll get that tenacity, folks. Step in the way of attacker trying to skewer a Colon soldier. A warrior. And then check fallen enemies to make sure they are prepared. Okay, so I have the best for heavy weaponry and leadership. That's what we're gonna do. So leadership is ridiculous at this point, right? Yeah, I have a 3 in leadership. 4 in leadership. So we need to get an 8 or higher. That's a 12. So path leader gets 1. Tenacity gets another. So tenacious. And we get another resource from that. And yeah, just absolutely like leading at the head of the charge. And then stepping in the way of protection. It's going to be heavy weaponry. This is just going to be a +3 bonus on this. So 9 or higher. That's an 18 on the die. I'm doing really well. These are going to bite me in the butt later on. Path is warrior. Another for protection. And another resource. We are playing to our strengths, folks, and we are gaining stronger. We have 5 resources now. So, yeah, just absolutely right there in the thick of battle, screaming out like orders, getting people moving where they need to go, stepping in and taking the hits for folks. 100%. Oh, also, I forgot I can do this. Weapons. Side sword. Above the din, a wordless battle cry rings across the chasm. All eyes turn to see an imposing figure, clad in black armor, standing at the ravine's southern end. A wicked blade coalesces from thin air into their hand, and the ground around their feet bubbles with anger spread. They bellow once more, launching themselves through the air. Their hulking form blots out what remains of the daylight as they landed amid the remaining Colon caravan soldiers, scattering them like cremlings before a chasm fiend. The warrior stalks forward with supreme confidence, their blade passing effortlessly through bodies. Corpses with smoking eyes litter the ground. The Colonar caravan soldiers stand no chance against a full shard bearer in all of their stormborn glory. So, in the world of Stormlight Archive, there are things called shards. They are shard plate and shard blade. I keep on doing blade over here because I'm left-handed, but I keep on moving off screen. Plate is essentially magical power armor. It makes you stronger, faster, tougher. You can leap tall buildings in a single bound. You can take hits that other people would die from. And that actually has to be put on and taken off and carried around with you. On the other side, shard blades are these massive magical swords that will phase out of existence when you're not using them and snap back into your hand after 10 heartbeats. They are the epitome of weaponry on the battlefield. And this is a bad info. Oh, hey, character info shard bearer. Characteristic: violent, rage-filled, imposing appearance, a physically imposing figure due to his full set of shards. This man is wearing black shard plate. Most shard bearers are battle-tested, light-eyed warriors of rank, with all the privileges that rank afford. Some use their own shards, while others borrow plate and blade from their high prince. This particular shard bearer seems to let his emotions rule his actions and violence guide his hand. I think our family had shards once. Maybe not a full set. Maybe just the plate. We didn't have one of the famous blades. But I think the start of the downfall was that our family lost our plate. Someone either took it, underhandedly, or won it in a duel. But basically, we are now we have nothing to our name in that sense, and that's why I'm heading here to try to win my own set of shards or regain the plate that we used to have. Hey, welcome on in, Babacus. All right, so we see the shard bearer coming down on us. It is amazing but terrifying at the same time. Do I run for cover, given the shift in the battle, knock an arrow to launch an attack despite the odds, try to identify who this new opponent might be, tend to the wounded despite the danger, or call out remaining caravan soldiers to form on you? I think we're going to try to identify them. I think because we had our own set of shards, I think knowing about shards might be a thing we have in the past. It's going to be kind of difficult. It's a DC 15 lore test. So let's see what we have for lore. Lore's int. It is just +1. We need 14 or higher on the die, folks. That is a 17. We know exactly who this person is, or at least the attacker stands in stone stance. The armor looks like it's been painted over. You can see the yellow peeking where the armor has been scratched. This one is yellow armor. We have yellow armor that has been painted black just for this attack. So I now have expertise in dueling conventions or high society. Let's grab dueling conventions. Let's say that our good old boy here was a duelist. He's trying to get to the Shattered Plains to duel for it. Path, I gain one for Agent and Scholar. Let me mark that down real quick. 1, Scholar, 1. And I get the Ideal of Truth. That's my first truth as well. I may not just be a dumb himbo warrior. I probably will be a dumb himbo warrior. I still have an intelligence for 1. So I think we have clues. We have an idea now of who this might be. We gained stone stance. We know that they've been trained in that. So we know someone who favors stone stance and someone who has yellow armor normally. Before you can do anything else, the armored warrior leaps once again. Shardblade pointed skyward. The shardblade propelled them towards their destination. A rough-hewn wall built atop the cliff at the northern edge of the canyon. They slashed downward in a vicious arc, cutting through the wooden wall in a single stroke. A low rumble quickly becomes a cacophony as huge stones crash into the gorge. "Run!" someone yells. Without mercy, rocks pulverize the caravan's last defenders. Pain spren erupt from the ground, latching onto any Colon caravan soldiers who didn't perish in the brutal trap. Oh no! Well, that's a problem. Do I drag a fallen merchant out of harm's way? Focus on escaping despite the many injured people around you? Sacrifice your own safety to cover a wounded soldier who's about to get trampled in the chaos? Call out to the panicked survivors and lead them to safety. We've been all about sacrifice, and we had protection before, but I think with our leadership score, because we have a leadership of +4, remember, we're doing pretty good on being a leader. So I think we're going to call it to the panicked survivors and lead them to safety. We're going to grab a new ideal of freedom, and we're gonna get people moving. With the trap sprung to deadly effect and the caravan boxed in, neither the enemy shardbearer nor their troops stay to witness the attack's aftermath, callously abandoning any survivors to their fate. Only faint moans and fretful clicks are heard now, a stark contrast to the recent tumult of combat. Okay, so everyone's dead. Or almost everyone's dead. That's fantastic. Now I gotta survive the night. Left for dead, you must last through the night. A few survivors eye each other warily, and there's open talk about everyone going their separate ways. You must rally the survivors, tend to the wounded, and re-establish the camp if you don't want what remains of this caravan to fall apart. So now we're doing an endeavor. This is basically a series of checks to help make something happen. Enter several approaches. Alright, we can suggest we can try a DC 12 test if we need to. Alright, so fighting for survival. How do you contribute to rallying the survivors and preparing for the night in the ravine? Do we rally the survivors? The surviving Colon caravan soldiers and Chulls are shocked and leaderless. Try to take control. Do I lend aid? There are many wounded among the survivors. Do I scavenge supplies? Scattered around the dead are supplies for arming civilians securing the camp. Do I scout for enemies? Well, again, my leadership is now my highest thing, so we are definitely going to try to do the leadership things. Do I organize and order survivors to help? DC 12 leadership. Convince the survivors to help with promises, or force the survivors. We are going to organize everyone. That's a DC 12 leadership check. Again, that's going to be 8 or higher on us on the die. That's 16 on the die. We are fine. So we gain another path for leader. And then a potential mark. Other approaches. Oh, hold on, I got it. I would have to do multiple things. For each success. Okay, so that's this. This is the... We need either 6 successes or 4 failures. Alright, we're going to read this real quick, and then we'll go back up. You must raise a stake if you have 3 successes or 2 failures. Thankfully, I have an actual opportunity die because I have the official set. Hold on. Turn to E and pick your... After each part of the endeavor is resolved and recorded in your tracking sheet, return to E and pick your next approach. You'll attempt several approaches in order to complete the endeavor. You can attempt to fail multiple times. You can't choose the same successful approach more than once. Must reach 4 successes before 3 failures. Okay. That's what we're doing. So let's gather a few more people. Let's do this one. Let's determine what armor or weaponry is still usable. So that's going to be a heavy weaponry check for us. We have strength 3, so this is going to be 9 or higher. That is an 8. We are so close. So that's a failure. We fail on that one. We gain the Path of Warrior. And the Ideal of Protection. But we fail. Let's try that one again. We were so close. There we go. That's a 9. So just exactly what we needed. We're done doing this after that. So that's now 2 successes, 1 failure. Let us try to... I don't want to threaten people. Ooh, we have discipline. We do have discipline. So let's do this. What is our discipline? Discipline is +3, so we need 9 or higher. That was a nat 1, so that's now 2 failures and 2 successes. Let's try one more time. Okay, that's 16 on the die, so that's plenty. Okay, So then we gain a warrior in truth. Huh. Last one, though. We need this to be good. Let's grab one from E4. Let's climb the ravine walls. I believe athletics is strength. So we have 3 on this. So 9 or higher. And we have to use this one. Plenty of things and blank on the die. We survive the night. It's rough, but we survived the night. Oh, that was warrior and freedom. Okay. Okay, we did succeed. We gained our chosen expertise. Let's go back and grab the other one. Let's grab High Society as well. It's the one we didn't take from the previous choice, but it also fits for our character. And resources of +1. We have resources of 6 now. And we begin partly with determined. Great. So if we fail, you can use we can add an opportunity, and if you choose to do so, remove the game. Gotcha. Oops, we're going too fast. We're going too fast. Come on. We get to pick something. We already got the Alethi. We gain a equipment cultural item, so training. We gain training medal. Sorry, I'm speeding up a little bit because I know we have a certain amount of time in order to do this. I love the art of this game. Okay. This is going to focus on combat. Fantastic. We're going to get into a fight. No attribute can be raised above 3. You should add or remove attribute points until you exact total of 12. Okay, so what do we got now? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We get to add one more. Let's add one more to willpower. 3s and 1s and everything. So then physical defense is 10 plus strength and speed. That's going to be 14. Cognitive defense is 10 plus intellect and willpower. And then 14, and then 14. Health is 10 plus strength, so health is going to be 13. Movement rate is 25 feet. Is there a section for that? Movement, 25 feet. And focus is 2 plus willpower. So focus is going to be 5. A new day begins. At dawn, Valen, the de facto captain of the remaining Colan soldiers, approaches you and takes stock of the tattered remnants of the caravan. Plumes of dusty brown exhaustion spray spiral around him. Most are in bad shape, he growls, gesturing at the survivors. And it'll take a week to shift these boulders. We'll need help. He looks at you appraisingly. There are other Colan forces head to the Shattered Plains. Would you be up for finding them and sending help back our way? If your character accepts this mission, gain the goal, send help to the caravans. Alright, we can do that. Goals. Send help to the caravan. Herald be praised for you. A large caravan left not long after ours headed to Covenant Stone Crossroads to the east. You might find help there, but first, let's look at what sort of gear survived the rock slide and get you armed. There's information. Location detailed chapter 1 of Stonewalkers. Nice. That is the main adventure. Your character does. If your character doesn't accept, we accepted already. Managing resources. Your character can leave equipment for the survivors, but doing so reduces your resources before you equip yourself. Decide if your character leaves food, weapons, water, blankets. Okay, I can leave food, weapons. Water. Blankets. I have 6. I'm going to knock it down to 5. I'm going to leave him some water. Let's mark potential. Leader and warrior. Warrior is by far my strongest at this point. And then, okay, so I only have 5 resources for this. Equipping your character. Okay, so for example, if your character's accrued 4 resources at this point, adventure roll twice on the comm tables, once on the encounter. Alright, hold on. Okay, so we're gonna get some stuff. Alright, is there a chart I'm missing here? Oh, Appendix A. Okay. So, we are on page 32. Remember that, folks. Page 32. Let's go back up to the top. There we go. So available resources, we have 5. So 3 common, 1 uncommon, and 1 rare. So common, we got 17, a sling. Equipment, let's do sling. 5 food, always important. And 3, a bottle. I have a bottle, folks. Don't worry, everything will be fine. I have a bottle. Then 1 uncommon and 1 rare, right? Yeah. D12. That is going to be a 1. Alright, so I have an axe. Axe helps. A side sword and an axe. And then rare item is a D8. That's a D10. Is 3. I have a great sword. I have a bunch of weapons. No armor, but a bunch of weapons. Great sword is what we're going to be using, though. It's because it uses the heavy weapon skill, because that goes off of strength. 1d10 keen and range is melee. So, weapons. there a way to math this out? Nope. Okay. So then I'll just do this. 1d10 keen. And then axe is 1d6 keen. And side sword is up here and is 1d6 keen. I have so many weapons, no armor. This will be fantastic. So, alright, back to 32. Readjust real quick. I don't gotta worry about wearing armor because I didn't get any. Oh, I get 2d6. 1 and 1. I got no extra money. That's fun. You shoulder your pack and climb over the boulders. The pink and purple tendrils of finger moss retract into their shells as you search for handholds. Valen waves goodbye from the ravine. By midday, you have left the caravan far behind you. The day stretches long as you travel through the barren landscape. Small rock buds, hard-shelled plants dot the landscape. Small rock buds, hard-shelled plants dot the side of the wagon tracks, and playful, translucent windspren dart between waving grasses. As night falls on your first day of travel, you hear a cry of alarm, followed quickly by ominous trumping. A curly-haired man wearing gray robes lurches into view. Orange pain-spren, like long-fingered hands, claw their way up his body towards his arm, which he cradles across his chest. Seeing you, hope lights on his face. "Help!" he cries, stumbling. Behind him, 2 feral axe hounds, 6-limbed creatures, lope forward with frightening speed. How do I react? Relying on your knowledge of local flora and fauna, which gain some tactical advantage over the chittering beasts. Brandish your weapon and leap to the man's defense. Stand your ground, hoping to learn more before they engage in combat. Back away slowly, not wishing to engage. Nah, let's stand our ground. Go to F2. Okay, so I got path. We getting our first hunter. Warrior. Protection. Remembrance. I don't think I've got that. We gained that for the first time. And +1 in light weaponry or heavy weaponry. We're going to gain heavy weaponry. So this is going to be 4 because we're going to get our first dot of that. You must take a fast turn in your first combat. Running combat page 33. So yeah, fast turn you get 2 actions. Slow turns you get 3 actions. The way it works is it goes fast PCs, fast NPCs, slow PCs, slow NPCs. Yeah, right here shows it. So we'll absolutely take a fast one. We get to attack, essentially. And we get to move and attack. Basically, this is just telling us how to attack real quick. Let's get there. Alright, so their defense is 14. We have +4. We have 50-50 shot on this, 10 or higher. Let's create another quick thing with the axe hounds. So axe hound 1 has 12 health. Axe hounds 2 has 12 health. 18 on the die. I definitely hit. I do 1d10 keen damage. Do they have any deflect? No, it doesn't look like they have any deflect. I'm misreading something. So yeah. That's a 10 on the die. That is 14 points of damage. We bisect the first axe hound. Alright, so now he's going to attack us. So it grazes if you miss. You get to do some extra damage. So attack, +4 to hit us. He fails, but he's still going to graze, so that's 1d4 points of damage. Ow, all 4 damage. Alright, so we're down to 9 hit points. But now it is our turn again. I'm going to do another fast thing because they're right here with us. Let's attack twice. That one just misses, so let's attack again. That's crit. So we get the opportunity. Maximize the damage die against all targets of the attack. That's another. Then that axe hound is down. Whew. Just tell me set the scenes. I just killed them all. We're doing this the quick and easy way, considering it's, I have about 10 minutes left to do this, so that'll success at the end is, or one of the axes reduced 1 health. Oh, okay, so yeah. So then we're just going to do this then. We're going to back up to full. Because we bisected him with 1 hit. Despite your best efforts, you were beaten back by the axe hounds. Oh, no. What? No, yeah, we didn't do that. After a few moments, the curly-haired man looks at you and holds him gingerly. I am grateful for your intervention, he says in heavily accented Alethi. You have my thanks. Please call me Tazo. Booyah. I recognize that this is a great imposition, he says in her sleep, but these lands hold such danger. His eyes meet yours and his voice lowers. My fallen brothers and I were on a journey of utmost importance to the Shattered Plains. I am duty-bound to complete this task, which I cannot do if I am eaten by axe-hounds. I have marks. I'd like to hire you as a bodyguard. So that leads into Stonewalkers. It's a you, Mario. Welcome on in, Amberetta. All right. So that basically is it. That's the end. We did it, folks. We have ourselves a character. So now here's how this works. Yeah, it's the RPG based around Sanderson's works. There's an overarching Cosmere RPG. Currently, only Stormlight is out, but Mistborn is due next year, and they'll release other ones too. Like there might be a Tress one, or at least a Tress supplement down the line. All right, so yeah, basically everything else is stuff that we're going to add in. We are running low on time, so we're just going to do the quick things. So path warrior was above and beyond the path that we got on our choices. So we are going to become a warrior. 1. We are level 1. I believe we should get more skills throughout this, but I'm not 100% sure. There was a thing about recovery die. Give me a second. Let's gain 1 rank to the path starting skill. Okay, so that'll be path and starting skill. Look at that. And key talent. So talents. I know one is shard training for the warrior. That's the one we're going to pick up because we were saying that we have it. And then it is the stance. That's the main talent. Recovery die is going to be 1d8. Oh, 1d8. Nice. Sense range. Awareness is only 1, so it's only 10 feet. Recovery die is 1d8. Lifting capacity is 500 pounds. I'm a beefy boy. All right, purpose and obstacles. So this is equipment. So paths and ideals. Warrior. We gain 1 in athletics. So this becomes a 4. And we gain vigilant stance is what it's called. And if I do become a radiant, which is the way of getting magic and everything like that, I had tenacity at 4 and protection at 4. Tenacity being the stone wards, my personal favorite, the one I would probably go with, and then protection being the windrunner. So yeah, tenacity is what we would go with. We can't take those yet. That's next level. And then that's expertises. And we did the thing, folks. That is going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Like I said, I wish that I could be at Dragonsteel Nexus this things. I will say there's one important thing, and I should have done this at the top because I know not many people may make it to the end of the video, but there's something important I want to point out. On Brandon Sanderson's website, he is doing a mental health next step coin. And the coin has 2 quotes on it from Stormlight Archive that are good for mental health. Both "you will be warm again," and the other one is "the most important step you can take is the next step." One side has a suicide prevention hotline number on it, and the other one is a QR code to important health important health resources. These are being offered for free. If you or a loved one would need it, just go onto the website and request one. You can also purchase them, and every purchased one is going to have that money go back into producing more of them. It's a fantastic thing he's doing, and sorry I'm tearing up about this right now. It's just a really important thing for me right now. So make sure, if you can, go buy one. If you know someone who needs one or need one yourself, go do what you got to do, okay? Thank you for being here. I love the Cosmere. I'll be doing more Cosmere stuff. I love to play in the Cosmere RPG, so if you're out there setting up a Cosmere RPG live stream and need a player, come reach out to me because this would be fantastic. I have a character now, and I'm all ready and set to go. Have a good one. I love you all. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks for breaking my calendar.